After the Putin-Xi meeting, Donald Trump revives his Greenland strategy as Arctic competition intensifies between global powers. Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin deepen coordination, raising fresh concerns in Washington over Arctic influence. A U.S. envoy pushes for an expanded American presence in Greenland, signaling renewed strategic interest in the Arctic. Does Trump see Greenland as America's key counterweight to growing Russian and Chinese military power in the Arctic? With the Golden Dome missile shield still under development, Washington intensifies efforts to contain its biggest geopolitical rivals. Donald Trump's envoy arrived in Greenland, signaling renewed American interest in expanding its military presence across the Arctic region. Special Envoy Jeff Landry arrived in Nuuk on May 17 for his first official visit since being appointed in December 2025. Landry's visit drew controversy after reports indicated he arrived without receiving a formal invitation from Greenlandic or Danish authorities. During the visit, Landry stated that Greenland needs U.S. support, as Washington seeks a stronger strategic role in the Arctic region. Jeff Landry said, and I quote, "I think that you're seeing the president talk about increasing national security operations and repopulating certain bases in Greenland." Unquote. At the height of the Cold War, the United States operated as many as 17 military facilities across Greenland. Washington currently maintains only one active installation, the Patuxent Space Base in northern Greenland. Reports suggest the United States is now considering opening 3 additional military facilities in southern Greenland. A 1951 agreement allows the U.S. to expand military infrastructure in Greenland after notifying both Denmark and Greenlandic authorities. Trump had earlier stepped back from direct threats to take control of Greenland following tensions with NATO allies over the issue. U.S., Danish, and Greenlandic officials later established a working group to address security concerns raised by Washington regarding the island. Greenland Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen met Landry during the visit and described their discussions as constructive. However, Nielsen also stated there was no indication that Washington's broader position on Greenland had significantly changed. Landry used the trip to publicly encourage Greenlandic ambitions for eventual independence from Denmark. Jeff Landry said, and I quote, "I think there are some incredible opportunities that can actually lift Greenlanders from dependency to independence. I think that the President of the United States would like to see the country become economically independent. And I think it's possible here." Unquote. Greenland's economy remains heavily dependent on financial assistance and subsidies provided by Denmark. Landry also met Greenland Foreign Minister Muti Jeed during his stay in Nuuk. Further controversy emerged after Landry arrived with a doctor tasked with assessing Greenland's healthcare and medical needs. Denmark and Greenland had previously rejected Trump's proposal to send a U.S. hospital ship to the island territory. Greenland Health Minister criticized the move, saying Greenlanders should not become guinea pigs in a geopolitical project. Trump has repeatedly argued that the United States must secure greater control over Greenland because of national security concerns. He has also warned that Greenland could increasingly fall under Chinese or Russian influence if the United States does not strengthen its presence. Greenland occupies a strategically important position along some of the shortest missile routes between Russia and North America. The island is also believed to hold significant untapped reserves of rare earth minerals considered critical for advanced technologies. Melting polar ice is gradually opening new Arctic shipping routes, increasing Greenland's strategic and economic importance. Washington is accelerating work on the massive Golden Dome missile shield as security concerns continue rising. Pentagon officials warn current U.S. missile defenses cannot stop advanced Russian and Chinese hypersonic systems. American defense systems were originally built to counter North Korea's smaller ballistic missile threats, officials say. U.S. planners now believe Moscow and Beijing possess far more advanced strike capabilities, requiring a completely new response. America's Golden Dome plans to use space-based interceptors to destroy hypersonic missiles during their launch phase. Military experts say hypersonic glide vehicles become nearly impossible to intercept after atmospheric re-entry. China and Russia have recently showcased hypersonic glide vehicle technology through both tests and battlefield operations. Russia used the Orshnik missile against Ukraine, while Iran launched Fateh, 2 missiles toward Israeli targets. China also tested a new hypersonic glide vehicle system back in November 2021. The then vice chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs later warned about China's rapidly advancing missile capabilities. General John Hyten specifically highlighted the precision and stunning performance shown during China's hypersonic test. Most recently, Russia tested the RS-28 Sarmat, considered the world's heaviest and longest-range known missile. The Sarmat was designed to carry multiple avant-garde hypersonic glide vehicles armed with nuclear warheads. Its reported 35,000-kilometer range could allow strikes from virtually any direction around the globe. The Golden Dome system aims to counter ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and cyber-linked aerial threats. The massive defense project could cost nearly $1.2 trillion, according to congressional budget estimates.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.